Hey you guys, welcome back to another episode, another vlog of Mindful Meditations. Now, this week was it was a great week for me. I was very optimistic, have some new opportunities that are coming, and I'm looking forward to those. I won't speak too much on that, but also a couple days ago, we had the World Mental Health Day, so I thought I would use this episode to serve as best as I could and talk about my personal mental health journey. And it starts back a long time ago. There's a bunch of topics I want to talk about in this video, one of which is practices that have helped me. Another thing is awareness and stigma to mental health. Also, just tips and daily tricks. The stuff we talk about is in psychology. We talk about business, we talk about branding and just being optimal, how to exercise, how to meditate. We do breath work on here. So I definitely wanted to use this episode to bring awareness and talk about mental health and my personal journey with mental health. So first off, if anyone out there is struggling or if they are having difficulty right now, please reach out to somebody. There's always a space on my Instagram if you ever need to talk to someone, or you need an opinion on something, or you need to find access to the right professionals. Please reach out and DM me, and we will definitely help entertain, talk to you. We will definitely get you connected to the right people that can help you with any type of mental health, any type of condition or episode you might be going through. So please feel free to reach out on Instagram anytime. Also, now, there is a huge stigma. The older generation, my parents' age, boomers, Gen X, those level of age, those people are not as open about mental health. They didn't grow up with the same access to resources that my generation has grown up with nowadays. And I think when it comes to mental health, the main thing I'd like to discuss is just how do you build a true foundation. And I believe when it comes to being mentally sound and in a good place, a very big, very good responsibility, something that's very important, is honesty and keeping an open dialogue. So talking to people, talking to spouses, talking to professionals, your parents. Now, back this older generation, just to go back a little bit, they kind of viewed talking about your feelings or your emotions as weak and not a very, just be stronger, be a more, be tougher, just pull yourself up by the bootstraps type of mentality. And I would say nowadays it's actually more, I would say, respectable to be vulnerable, to be open and open-minded and share your feelings. And I think it's a sign of strength, actually, that you're showing I'm able to go deeper into who I am. I'm able to be vulnerable, be open-minded, and still be confident and lead by example. I think those are amazing attributes. I think that's something to be proud of if you are talking about your mental health and your shadow, the inner work that you're doing to bring awareness to this topic. I really commend those people, and those pioneers are out there, and you know who you are. So keep manifesting that, keep talking and leading by example. Also, showcasing myself, my mental health journey really started when I was 19, the first time I ever meditated, and I had recently gone through a traumatic experience, and that could we could talk all day about PTSD and dealing with certain things like that as well. It's its own journey. It's its own, episode for sure. But I would say the first time I meditated, I was 19. I put headphones on and I ran a bath, and I just like laid there doing a guided meditation. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, I am reaching into another state. I am enlightened. I've figured it out. Like everything, all the keys to the universe, I'm connected to it. I'm channeling some energy, some higher power. And, it's crazy because I didn't realize until later, many years later, just how disconnected I really was at that time. When I was 19, I didn't eat well. I didn't have very healthy habits. I wasn't tracking my sleep. I wasn't exercising every day. I definitely was not eating fruit and, cacao drinks in the morning and, stuff like that. I was doing protein shakes. I was pretty aware because of my athletic background. Like I knew a lot about weights and strength training and speed and like lots of track and agility running workouts and stuff. And college baseball kind of trained me on how to be disciplined and how to, excel in performance and stuff. So I had a little bit of a knowledge base, but I wasn't truly skilled yet. I wasn't practicing daily, and I wasn't going about it with mindfulness. So touching back to mental health, a huge word that's become very important for me since starting my journey would be mindfulness. And that is doing things with intention and not just doing them because it's fun or doing things, because it's what feels good, or it's going to be like, oh, this is just being crazy, just impulsive natured. This is doing stuff, eating food, chewing it slowly, taking in the surroundings, smelling the food while you're cooking it, cooking meals slowly and enjoying the little nuances of life. When you're 19, you don't really pay attention to those things, but as you get older, you realize how precious time is. And especially after you have kids, like you realize, man, 30 minutes to myself to just walk outside or to like hang out in the backyard with the dogs and the kids playing and everyone's laughing, going to the pool. Like these moments, these are time capsules and precious memories. Now that I'm 32, I really cherish time, and what I'm doing with that time is very valuable, and it's setting up my future self to be better and to grow and to be an example for my kids and for my family. So everything is connected in that sense. And going back to where my journey began at 19, I could have never expected that meditation to have such a profound impact on my life, and where it has led me later on in years, it's amazing. It's very much like the butterfly effect and what's possible if you choose to act and take positive action towards your goals. So again, meditation led me down the journey of mental health. It led me down the journey of exploring an adventurous aspect, holistic approach towards your happiness and towards your daily habits, as well as yoga, breath work, stretching. I had practiced cold plunges from high school and sports and college and stuff, like for recovery, but when I tried them later on, I learned about the brain benefits and the benefits on your vagus nerve, which is connected to all of your organs. So cold exposure and brown fat and heat shock proteins and the sauna, these are all things that I learned because of my mental health experience and exploring my my shadow and what you would call, kind of like a more holistic and yoga approach to my mindset and my mental space. So I learned how to be physically fit, but as you get older, you learn how to be more mentally fit as well. And when I was younger, I'd get so excited about things. I realized I would get super excited and just euphoric, and oh my God, my mind was consumed because I was so happy and joyful. And then you realize, okay, you have a come down effect. It goes low, and when things go bad and they don't go your way, you're very depressed and you get down. So how would my team benefit from me? And what is the best way for my mindset to be? And I realized when I coach, it was for me to be even keeled. So no matter what happens, I'm not way up and I'm not way down. I'm just right here. People know what to expect. I'm not freaking out after a win, and I'm not, jumping over a ledge after a loss. So I also realize, what works for one person is not going to work for everybody. So that is something I try to keep in mind when I talk about mental health and, what's worked for me. That answer of what is going to work, you have to go explore that for yourself and figure out what the solution is for you. Because what works for, I say it all the time, what works for Nancy down the street might not work for Donna next door. So you got to be open-minded, and not to get too wrapped up on that. I will say things that I do that have helped me manifest and taught me self-care. What are some great mental health practices? One, I'll list off a few. So one would be taking baths, okay? Prioritizing yourself, okay? You need to figure out, and when I figured this out, it was a great thing because I wasn't being selfish enough. At one point, I was letting my friends truly affect me in a way that was negative. So I had to learn how to say no and be selfish for a little bit so that I could serve others in the long run and not just give up so much of myself that it's a detriment to my good nature and my energy. So you have to learn how you are, what your personality entails, and what is bringing you energy and reinvigorating your lifestyle, and what is draining your energy and just pulling away from your happiness and your joyous, your chi. So I would also say, for self-care, another great thing that has come in handy is having a face care routine. So a good skincare routine in the morning or before bed is amazing, and it helps you just reset for the day. It feels great. It's like taking your cells of your face and just putting on a new face, scrubbing those cells out, cleaning them out, and getting a fresh start the next day, and it feels amazing. It's good for you. That is taking care of your self-care. Also, clay masks. The ancient clay masks are great. And also another thing I've tried are peptides. So it's a cool thing you can get for $30 at Target. It's basically just a peptide that helps you kind of exfoliate and regrow your skin, and kind of like bring on a cleaner surface after you've scrubbed everything off with the exfoliating scrubs and stuff. So that is another thing. Self-care, self-love. How do you practice self-love? Well, in my opinion, it's being the most true version of yourself. So you aren't changing anything for anybody. It's self-actualization. It's saying, okay, I want to do that thing. I want to do this with my life, and actually writing it down, having the thought come into your mind, and you're imagining it, you're dreaming it, then taking that reverse engineering process, working backwards, and then planning out, okay, here's how I can get that. I can bring that into real life. Here's the steps. Here's the 7-week or the 7-day plan. Here's the 4-week plan for a month. And here's a 365-day plan for the year. Get very detailed on how you want to reverse engineer anything you're manifesting into your life. Imagine the success. Imagine if it's money. Imagine what that money's going to smell like before you get it. Like plan these things out. Think about the paycheck. Envision the feeling of receiving a paycheck for, 20 grand, or let's say you want to make 5 grand a month. Imagine receiving your paycheck on the first day of the month that says $5,000 signed to you, and you're signing it, taking it to the bank, cashing it in, cha-ching. So like imagining the coins clinking and the cash dispensing the bills. This is how you manifest. You envision these things before it actually happens. And I say all the time, being in love with yourself, being in love with the people around you and serving the best way possible, you have to do certain things. And one of those things is aligning with the physics of success. So be great at what you do. Work hard to do it. Write down the plan. Know exactly how you're going to do it, and bring positive action and generate momentum through taking positive action. And when I talk about mental health and having a clean mental space and a good mindset, it starts right here with self-love, self-improvement, and self-care. So another thing that I love doing is in the mornings, say I get up around right before the sun comes up or a little after, I try to get outside immediately within 10 to 30 minutes after waking up. So I'll go brush my teeth, take my daughter or my son, and I'll go outside, take my shoes off, and walk barefoot in the backyard on grass while taking sunlight into my skin. So most of the time I'll go shirtless, but not all the time. But I always go barefoot. So make sure that your feet are getting a direct connection to the ground and you're touching the grass. It's emitting energy out of the bottom of your feet, and it's rebalancing you with the earth. So this is called grounding. It's a great practice to connect and recharge in the morning and get ready for the day. Another great tool and helped me with my self-care journey is taking a supplement called lion's mane that actually it's a natural fungus, it's a natural mushroom, and this has been shown to regrow nerve cells, nerve endings in your brain. Certain studies and people are not prescribing it, but you can't say, disclaimer, this is not a cure for anything, but people who have Alzheimer's are trying to take this to help lessen the damage of the brain diseases. So it's something to keep in mind. I also like to take magnesium every day, fish oils, and I try to drink cacao. Sometimes I'll replace that I'll drink that instead of coffee. And it's really helped me keep a good mind. Again, these words go back when it comes to mental health, the type of mental space that you're keeping. It goes back to language. What type of language are you using with yourself? What type of words are you using with the people around you and the people you love? It goes back to showcasing, leading with love, leading by example, and also writing down your goals and sharing how to create your manifestation of a great life. Writing that plan down, imagining, okay, what would the best thing for me to do right now be, and do that thing and be proud and manifest into reality the things that you love. So again, the stigma of mental health is growing, or it's actually getting a lot better for people. I believe in communication. I believe in sharing ideas. I believe in connection and community, and also doing things with sustainability in mind and building things for the long term with the whole ecological system in mind. So these are key. These are amazing cutting edge frontier science ideas that we're talking about. And it's as simple as starting your day off with some intention and some mindfulness. So Mindfulness can take you a long, long way. I'll finish this video and the talk about mental health with a quick reading from another book. It's called Chasing Failure by Ryan Leake. And this is a great one. So go ahead and start right here. Before you never give up on a dream, you should understand the distinction between what is supposed to be a career and what is simply a hobby. Is your dream to be a side hustle or provide you a salary with health benefits? I've seen a lot of people prematurely quit their day job for their side hustle when they could have kept their job and done something else during the weekends. I've seen people empty out their 401k for a hunch when they could have tested that hunch without losing their retirement. I've seen people take out a second mortgage on their home to start a business in a market they thought they understood. It's irresponsible to tell everyone to never give up, to throw caution to the wind, to relentlessly pursue their dreams without knowing whether or not that dream should be pursued. It's popular to say, don't let anyone tell you what you can't do. I agree with that sentiment when a person is aware of their own strengths, weaknesses, and limitations. Yes, then you shouldn't allow someone else to put limitations on you. But are you self-aware enough to know if your goal is within your grasp? How do you know what should be a hobby and what should be a career? How do you know if you should quit your day job and go all in? What's a blueprint for knowing if you should pursue a dream or not? How can you figure out what you're not supposed to do? I've quit positions before to pursue dreams, but I did so with a lot of calculations from an equation I call the sweet spot matrix. Your sweet spot is where your passion, skill set, opportunity, and purpose intertwine. Passion, opportunity, skill set, purpose, sweet spot. Passion, what do you want to do? For some, the answer to this question is clear, but I sit with a lot of people who have no clarity on this subject. Have you developed clarity around what you actually want to do? In his book, Everything is Spiritual, Rob Bell wrote, "It's as if from an early age there is always someone pointing to a ladder and telling us to climb." He expounded on the various ladders we climb and then wrote, "Very few of us ever took a class that taught us how to know. Is this ladder even leaning up against the right building?" It would be a shame if you ended up doing a lot of climbing to land a dream job you have no passion for. I've found two things to be true. God has a plan for your life, number one, and two, so do other people. Other people have a plan for what school you should go to, where you should work, and how you should live. How much time and energy will you give to what other people want to do? Andre Agassi shocked the sports world in 2009 when he released his autobiography, Open, and revealed that he hated tennis. How could one of the greatest tennis players of all time hate the game he was so good at? It was because tennis was a game forced upon Andre by his father. Tennis was his dad's plan, not Andre's plan. Okay, come sit here. It would be a tragedy if you woke up one day and realized you've been going along with someone else's plan you have zero passion for. It's hard to fake passion. In relationships, when one partner is faking it or just going through the motions, the other can always feel the lack of passion. If you don't have passion, you won't fight for what you have once you get it. Passions can come and go, but you should pay attention to what you're most consistently passionate about. What's the thing you have natural energy for? What gets you in the zone? What's the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning with no coffee? What is the thing that causes you to lose track of time when you're doing it? What part of your current job do you love versus the part of your job you tolerate? The answers to these questions can serve as guiding lights to help you discover your passion. We're taught at an early age to pursue what we feel is necessary in order to survive, to the extent that we often neglect what we actually want to do. But passion doesn't have to come at the expense of security. Could it be that there's a version of your life where you're able to be passionate about what you do and you're able to pay the bills? Do you have clarity about what you're actually passionate about? Skill set. What are you gifted to do? I actually have many passions. I have a passion to sing, play guitar, play basketball, cut hair, blog, write, do stand-up comedy, and create podcasts. But in no way am I gifted in all of the above. Some people underestimate their abilities and skill sets. They're better than they think they are. They're amazing. They're amazing vocalists who are too shy, modest, and humble to ever go on American Idol. Oh, you're slipping. Some people, though, overestimate their abilities and skill sets. They're not nearly as good as they think they are. Mom has told them their whole life they're the best singer she's ever heard, and they may have ended up on American Idol, but as part of the blooper reel. I speak a lot, and one interesting thing I've noticed when talking to audiences both large and small is that sometimes I'll burst into a song when telling a funny story. People rarely tell me afterward, "Man, you can really sing. You've got a great voice." Most of the compliments I've gotten in my career are around something I said, almost never something I sang. No one has ever booed me either, but I've heard some tones come out of my mouth that weren't exactly in a key suited for my voice. I could get vocal lessons if I really was passionate about it. I could get guitar lessons if I really loved music. There may be something you've got a passion for that you need coaching in. Just because you're not naturally the best doesn't mean you shouldn't pursue it. Before you make a decision about whether your dream is going to be a hobby or a career, you need an accurate assessment of your writing skill sets and abilities. It's always going to go better for you if you enter into a conversation about your skill sets with humility rather than arrogance. What are you good at? What do you want to be good at? You should give energy to improving either. If you're not sure how good you are, always err on the side of trying to get better. But for you to have a proper evaluation of your skill set, you need someone more credible than your mom to authenticate your giftedness. Only you can verify your own passion for something, but skill sets are typically verified by others. Do you know what you're good at? How do you know you're good at it? I'll leave you with that. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your year. World Mental Health Day was super important for me, and I just feel blessed that I get to share my experiences, and I feel honored that I have people watching this channel. And please follow us, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be posting content weekly for a while now, so we're going to keep doing this and keep sharing, and I'll keep giving back to the community. So thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe. Have a great week. Focus plus deep work, baby. Keep a good mindset. You can do it. Keep learning. Keep being curious. Keep manifesting. Say the affirmations. Write it down on the Post-it note. Slap it on your mirror. Tell yourself you love you, and bring it into reality. Live like someone you want to love. Have a great week, y'all. See ya.